Hey everyone, it's Rhonda with the Mint Penny. Welcome back. And today we are talking about whether or not you should ask someone about their credit when you first meet them. And this is going to be someone that you are interested in dating, someone that you find attractive. You like, ooh, I could be with them, right? Maybe they, just got that swag that you like or whatever, seem to have their stuff together. Because I would hope that by a certain age, looks is not the only thing that you're looking for in a mate, right? You should be looking at several different factors, which is a whole nother show, which is why we're talking about what we're talking about today, because looks can get you in trouble and cause you a world of pain if that's the only thing you're considering when you're considering a new person in your life. Okay, so the first question we want to address today is whether or not it's okay to share your score with someone if they ask you. And my answer to that is I would not suggest that you give them your credit score. You can give them like a general score, because you want to be careful that you're not making yourself susceptible to scam artists and people who are looking for an easy target. So if you get into that conversation about credit and they start asking you a little bit too many detailed questions like how many loans do you have, how many open accounts, how many inquiries, blah, 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 blah. No, that's a red flag. That's not cool. Shut that conversation down. That's enough. The next question is, will their credit affect mine? No. Their credit will not affect your credit, not as long as you keep everything separate. You good. Once you start joining things like bank accounts, mortgages, utility bills, loans, then yes, you will be affected. You will most definitely be affected. And their ability to pay bills on time reflects on you as if you don't pay your bills on time and vice versa. So I personally do not recommend that you do this if you're not married. There was a guy that I briefly dated, if that's what you want to call it, like maybe 10 years ago or something like that. I mean, he was all right, church dude, whatever, that don't really mean nothing, though. Trust me, it don't. But before he met me, he was dating a girl and they bought a house together, and it was a nice house. He rolled me past it. It was nice, but they broke up. And so what it came down to was like, what we going to do about this house? They had to sell it. They was being too petty to buy each other out. And then it came down to who put down the who put down the down payment, who put down more than the other, who made repairs, who repaired more than the other. Like, it's just really difficult to handle that level of separation from someone that you're not married to, because the law is not on your side if you are not married to that person. So until you get married, keep your stuff in your name by yourself. Because as long as you are single, you are single. Until you sign a piece of paper that says, "I's married now," you are single. I don't care if you've been with somebody for 10 years. As long as you checking single on a job application or a loan application, or any application, you is single, boo. Keep that in mind, okay? So if you're not married, keep everything separate. If you're thinking about marrying someone with bad credit, do it, right? Just keep everything separate. Just because you married don't mean that you got to put everything together. If you walking around here with a 700, 750, 800 credit score, and you meet someone who credit score is in the dumps, like 3, 4, 500, and you talking about like high APRs, paying out way more money than they supposed to, dragging down your credit score when you're trying to buy a house or a car or make an investment or anything. File everything separate. Matter of fact, file your taxes separate. You can do that. There is an option to file as married, to be married, but filing separate. Because you either file separate or you file jointly. And if they stuff that jacked up, baby, file separate. Okay? And then after your spouse get their life together, hopefully you helping them get their life together because y'all is married. Then you can start doing stuff together. Give them something to look forward to, right? The next question. Should you date someone with bad credit? Well, you can, but you really want to look and see why their credit is bad, right? What is their attitude towards money, towards credit, and financial health? Don't let them fool you, okay? Because when you get into this conversation, a lot of people will sugarcoat their finances. If they credit bad, they'll say they're in credit repair right now, stuff like that. But if you're dating them for 90 days and you have not seen or heard or anything about them fixing their credit, they're probably not really fixing it. They just don't want to seem like they're not compatible with you or like they're irresponsible. Because, let's just be honest. Low credit is a sign of irresponsibility, especially depending on what's on your credit. Like, if your credit is bad because of health bills or student loans, those are things that are kind of get a pass on those things. But other things that are causing to drag your credit down outside of those two criteria right there, or those two categories, should I say, is a sign of irresponsibility. And you really want to know what their attitude towards that is, because that's going to follow with them long term. They didn't just become that way overnight, right? So with that being said, you cannot just slap a Band-Aid on credit, on bills, on whatever. It's a lifestyle. It really is. Just because you start paying your bills today, don't mean you're going to keep doing it 6 months from now, right? Always keep in mind that it takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to create a lifestyle. 21 days for a habit, 90 for a lifestyle. So if you're listening to this and you're the one with the bad credit, you might want to start making some changes. Okay? You can have your whole life turned around in 90 days. At least your attitude about it, which directly reflects your life. So with that being said, if they're willing to be better, they're making active strides to improvement, then it does show promise. It's a green light. Well, maybe a yellow light. I don't know. It just depends. You got to keep your eye on them, right? One thing to be aware of is bad credit can reveal red flags that have nothing to do with money. It can reveal a person's relationship skills, their level of commitment, and their trustworthiness. So think about it. If a person has bad credit, they are most likely not reliable. They don't take care of their responsibilities. They make commitments that they don't keep, and therefore are not very trustworthy. These are all the traits of someone that I know I personally wouldn't want to date, and I would think that y'all wouldn't want to date either. He wants to date somebody that's unreliable, that's untrustworthy, that fails in their commitments. If you marry that person, y'all commit to each other, and they can't keep the commitment. They cheating on you, cutting up, lying, hiding stuff, whatever. They turn out to be somebody they completely were not when you met them. You got to protect yourself. A lot of people, that's why I always say 90 days. Like, I pretty much can figure out on day number 91 if you should be on my life or not. Most people can't keep up a facade much longer than that. So, asking someone off top about their credit does not make you shallow, okay? It actually makes you smart. Now, a lot of people are going to try to make you feel like you're being shallow by asking them about their credit and stuff like that. But, I mean, I wouldn't go into detail asking them, like, so how much are your student loans? So how many inquiries do you have? How many debts do you have? What does it add up to? And when's the last time you made a payment on that? Are you just waiting for that to fall off in 7 years? But they'll try to make you feel like you're being shallow or a gold digger or something like that because you asking a financial conversation or a financial question. But most people are actually more comfortable talking about sex than they are about money. And money is, whether you believe it or not, what makes this world go around. Money and sex, right? Because a lot of people, if they got money and sex, they don't care about the love, but to get it together. Don't let somebody make you think that you being shallow or you doing too much by asking about their credit, especially if you see yourself with them long term. So it only makes sense to use credit as a useful tool for evaluating whether or not someone is worthy of dating you long term. And you may tell yourself, oh, I'm only going to date them. Like, I don't really like them like that. This is just a fling. But keep in mind that the more time you spend with somebody, the more likely you are to spend more time with them. There are a lot of people out here that are with people who they did not intend to be with like that. There's a lot of people out here who were on a one-night stand or something, and they spent the night. Now they've been together for years. Now they got kids together, grandkids, all kind of stuff. They done built a whole life together off of something that was not supposed to happen. They weren't even their type. So just keep it in mind to do your homework when you're meeting someone. And this is very important. All right, you guys, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Come back next week. Make sure you share. Make sure you follow. And make sure you join the community, right? So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, make sure you comment below. You can also send me an email at rhondashi@gmail.com. And I will get back to you. All right. Have a good one. Bye.